Now at 5 o'clock, a local community cleaning up after nearly 8 inches of rain in Statesville. That same community bracing for more possible rain this morning.
And working on a plan this morning, health officials say it could still be weeks until whitewater activities resume at the Whitewater Center. A look at their tentative timeline. Plus,
as far as in my mind, it'll never be safe.
Neighbors upset this morning as a gun range is set to reopen next month. Why they say changes still won't make them feel safe. NBC Charlotte at 5 a.m. starts right now.
This is WCNC NBC Charlotte Morning News.
well, good morning. Thanks so much for starting your morning with us. We are one day closer to the weekend and to the start of the Olympic Games. Very exciting. I'm Carolyn Bruck.
And I'm Brooke Katz in for Ben Thompson this morning. And this morning, people in Statesville are working to clean up after nearly 8 inches of rain fell yesterday. Just look at this video. We're going to have a look at what it's like there this morning in just a few minutes.
But first, we want to check in with meteorologist Sarah Fortner. This is all connected, Sarah. So could people in these areas see even more rain today?
Unfortunately, yes. I'm tracking more showers even this morning and hugging the foothills and even up into the mountains. Let's talk about first a flash flood watch going until 8 a.m. this morning. We've had heavy rain yesterday in pockets. Today, expecting more rain en route. So we're going to be watching closely for a flooding concern, not only this afternoon, but even this morning. Look at the rain I'm tracking right now, just north of Little River in Lenore, towards Boone, Panola, down towards Grassy Creek, Watauga, Ashe counties. You need to be really careful this morning. Otherwise, we're all waking up dry. Coming up in your full check of forecast, we have rain chance all day long, as high as 60% in some locations. I'll give you a full check of your forecast coming up in just a bit. We'll talk about your future cast. Brooke, how's traffic going?
Well, right now, things are looking pretty good out there. No accidents or incidents to report to you, but I do want to give you a heads up. They're resuming some work tonight on I-85. This time, I-85 northbound is going to be closed. This is between the I-85 connector and Harris Boulevard. It's going to be closed overnight completely, 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. both tonight and tomorrow night. So you'll want to use Tryon Street and avoid that area altogether. Taking a wider look at the metro, you can see interstates in good shape. No delays if you're coming out of Gastonia, Rock Hill. Everything is moving up to speed. And a live look outside I-77 at Clanton Road. Looking pretty good right now. Carolyn?
Brooke, thanks so much. Well, we have some breaking news overnight for you. 2 drivers are recovering this morning after an early morning crash in the University area. Police say the 2 cars crashed on W.T. Harris Boulevard and Old Concord Road. One of the cars hit a construction sign, sending debris all over the road. Both drivers have non-life-threatening injuries. This morning, a flood watch is in effect until at least 8 this morning, as many people in Statesville try to clean up after a massive flood yesterday. So take a look at this video. We have there are floodwaters. They were several feet deep. It's pretty incredible how in just a short amount of time things can get pretty serious there. Storms caused evacuations, accidents, and water rescues. NBC Charlotte's Rachel Roller is live in Statesville this morning, where it has already started drizzling just a little bit. And Rachel, you just learned that some school buses that you're standing in front of were actually affected by this.
Yeah, Carolyn, we were just talking to someone who works here at this school. He actually led us down here. You can see there is some debris left on these buses, but they're used for a college prep program that starts next week. So they brought these buses in early, and they actually got flooded completely last night. So now they're a little bit worried that they're not even going to operate. Now, obviously, you can see the water has receded out here, but it's definitely starting to rain. I want to show you video from last night. I know you're just looking at some of it, but I wanted you to see just how terrible the conditions were out here. And obviously, this rain this morning is not a welcomed sight. We do know there were at least 18 rescues from cars and homes across the city, at least a dozen accidents. The Red Cross is helping people whose homes look like this. Take a look. Basements flooded. You can see the high water mark on the door, and here the roads even look a whole lot more like a river.
A lot of rain in such a short amount of time. It was over the wheel wells. Water was coming inside the cab, but it was one of them things, you know, we made it this far, we turn around, we're not going to be able to turn around, we'll just float away.
Now, it's incredible. Statesville officials do tell us no one was injured in any of these accidents or rescues, so that's good news. But as you can see, there's more rain now and more expected this afternoon. So remember that. Drive safely. Hopefully, we won't see the same type of conditions that we saw yesterday. But as far as these buses go, we are in a ditch right here, so we'll continue to keep you updated on that. We're live in Statesville. Rachel Roller for NBC Charlotte.
Rachel, thanks so much. And remember, you can track the weather wherever you are. Do it on your phone. Just download the NBC Charlotte Weathercaster app. It's going to give you up-to-the-minute forecast for your specific area. The best part about it, it is free and is in your app store today. A warning for parents going back to school shopping. This morning, police are searching for thieves who may be targeting a popular clothing store for young girls. 2 Justice clothing stores have been robbed at gunpoint in recent days. The one at the Blakeney Shopping Center in South Charlotte was robbed on Tuesday. The one in Matthews on Independence was robbed last Friday. Both CMPD and the Matthews Police Department are now working together to see if these robberies are connected.
It is 5:05. This morning, our coverage of the cleanup at the Whitewater Center continues. The Mecklenburg County Health Director says it could be weeks until whitewater activities resume there. And you'll remember the activities have been shut down since June after an 18-year-old from Ohio died from a brain-eating amoeba she contracted there. NBC Charlotte's Hannah Welker is live at the center this morning. And Hannah, is there any timeline for when those activities are going to resume?
Yeah, well, the Mecklenburg County Health Director spoke to county commissioners last night on that timeline. People's biggest question, when will those activities reopen?
We are now working on the steps of addressing this situation and remediating the situation at the Whitewater Center.
Those steps include a timeline as to when those whitewater activities will be up and running again. They've been closed since a brain-eating amoeba was detected and blamed for killing an Ohio teenager. Mecklenburg County Health Director Dr. Marcus Plesha spoke to county commissioners on a plan to make sure this doesn't happen again.
When they reopen, the intent is that they will be monitoring this situation and the different levels in the water together with health department staff. So we will be out there on a regular basis.
The center has finished draining water from the upper and lower pools. The raceways and upper pool has been cleaned. Next up will be the lower pool. Upgrading sanitation and filtration systems will follow. Then finally, the county will decide on how the center will be monitored in the future.
I would be surprised if it were months. I mean, I think they are very eager to get the whitewater feature back into operation, and they are working very hard to move things forward on that.
Yeah, and the people not in attendance last night, folks from the Whitewater Center, some of the county commissioners were a little disappointed, a little aggravated by that. They still have a lot to talk about before these activities reopen. Live at the U.S. National Whitewater Center, I'm Hannah Welker, NBC Charlotte.
Hannah, thanks. Today, the race for the White House runs through North Carolina. Republican vice presidential nominee Mike Pence will be in Raleigh. He's holding a town hall-style meeting later this morning. And this comes one day after Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Kaine was in Greensboro. This was his first stop in the Tar Heel state after joining the ticket. He focused on building the economy and creating new jobs. He also talked about the importance of equality for women and how it's time to realize their strengths.
More than half of the voters in this country are women. Definitely more than half of the voters who pull levers for Democrats. So again and again, I have benefited because strong women have been able to stand up and say, I'm going to support you to do what you're trying to do for the community. This election gives the strong men of America the chance to stand up and support a strong woman.
And Kaine added that Hillary Clinton wants to raise the minimum wage if she becomes president.
This morning, people in Cleveland County are concerned with the reopening of a shooting range at North Carolina's largest public target shooting complex. The Foothills Public Shooting Complex has multiple ranges. State wildlife engineers discovered bullets were possibly ricocheting off the ground at Range 1 and flying close to people's homes. It was shut down out of precaution. However, it may be reopened next month. Neighbors are not convinced the new safety measures will make a difference, though.
They've already said that one time. And far as in my mind, it'll never be safe.
Well, engineers placed wooden barriers, you see them right there, on the ground, and they installed armored plated barriers to prevent bullets from flying over the beam.
5:09 this morning, the Catawba Riverkeeper is investigating how 50,000 gallons of stormwater came in contact with coal before flowing into the Broad River. It happened in Cleveland County near a Duke Energy power station. Duke Energy says recent rains didn't follow their normal runoff of stormwater. They say work near a coal ash basin and the tearing down of an old power plant likely caused that disruption. The good news, they say this has had no impact on water quality.
Well, almost 5:10. Time to talk about your weather. And yep, there's green behind you, Sarah. We know what that means. It's rain.
Yes, rain on the way, rain happening right now. Rain is the main story for the rest of your work week, even into parts of your weekend. Yeah, I said it. Some parts of Sunday going to get some rain. I'll show you that in just a little bit, but a flash flood watch in place until 8 a.m. Now, I would not be surprised to see either a separate watch issued or this watch expanded as far as time goes. Right now, we're tracking a shower up near Mulberry. We're going to see additional rainfall totals anywhere from half an inch to potentially an inch and even beyond in some localized spots. I'll get you your future cast coming up in just a little bit. In the meantime, just be prepared for the heavy, spotty rain throughout the day. Highs only in the 80s. Hey, Brooke, how's traffic shaping up?
Right now, it's actually pretty good out there, Sarah. Not seeing any big delays, but be careful in those areas where we do have that rain coming down. You could see some slick spots on those roadways. Overall, though, looking pretty good. Down to the south along 77, Rock Hill, Tegakay, Fort Mill. No delays for you around those areas. Also, if you're coming in from around China Grove, Kannapolis, taking I-85, no delays for you there either. Looking pretty good. Drive times up to speed. Rock Hill, 77, Rock Hill to 485. Just about a 12-minute ride. 85, Kannapolis to 485. Your drive time there, just about 13 minutes. Carolyn?
Thanks so much. Coming up, the hottest debate on the internet right now is over cargo shorts. Why some people are saying they should just go away forever. Plus, a pill that could get you all the benefits of red wine without the side effects of actually drinking it. Why scientists are looking to making this a reality. But first, how the state of Florida is stepping up its fight against the Zika virus. Stay with us. NBC Charlotte will be back in just 3 minutes.
514, welcome back. This morning, Florida is stepping up the fight against the Zika virus. Governor Rick Scott has ordered free testing statewide to help pregnant women. It's believed 15 cases were caused by local mosquitoes in the Miami area. Today, the director of the CDC will be touring the so-called Zika zone. The visit comes one day after officials announced the first human clinical trial for a Zika vaccine has begun.
For the first time in the United States, bottled water is more popular than soft drinks. Fears over tap water, like what happened in Flint, Michigan, could be why more people are choosing to drink bottled water. However, there is an environmental concern connected with bottled water because only 30% of the plastic used is being recycled. Well, we all know about police canines who help police sniff out drugs, bombs, and a lot of other things. But did you know that some therapy dogs can actually sniff out cancer? Dogs have totally different noses from human beings. Some experts say that these dogs can detect cancer with a 98% accuracy.
They have about 250,000 times better scent than we do.
That really is incredible. Now, Tracy Eckert, she's the founder of Positive Life Foundation. She has firsthand experience. Her doctor told her that she was being paranoid, but later the dog smelled her and it turned out that she did in fact have cancer.
Wow. Do you ever have those days where you're always hungry no matter what you do?
Yes.
We all do. Your habits and surroundings could actually be causing this. Experts say too little sleep, Carolyn,
yes,
can cause hunger.
This is the reason then.
I agree. Me too. Also can stress. So there's that. And also you might want to turn off the TV because watching it can make you hungry as well. And also this one, be careful about what you eat. Things like, yes, white bread, white rice, potatoes, any sugary beverages. Those can also make you hungry.
Doesn't that make you hungry just looking at that burger and fries, though?
It really does.
I know.
New research this morning shows Americans have gotten heavier, but not taller over the last 2 decades. Right now, the average man is just over 5'9" and weighs about 195 pounds. Now, 20 years ago, men were the same height, but they weighed 15 pounds less. Right now, on average, women just under 5'4" and weigh 168 pounds. 20 years ago, the height was the same, but they only weighed 152.
Well, red wine, known for its health benefits, but now scientists want to take those benefits and put them into a pill. There's a certain antioxidant in red wine that is good for you, but you would have to drink 1,000 bottles of wine each day.
Yikes.
To get the necessary amounts to fight Alzheimer's. So we know that that's not even possible, right? That's why researchers want to create this pill that has the same effect. This way you don't get all the, well, you wouldn't be able to drink the 1,000 bottles of wine anyway, but you wouldn't get any of the negative effects of alcohol.
Well, maybe you can have 1 glass and then take that.
Very true.
5:17 this morning, a massive breach for the test your kids need to take to get into college. We're talking about the SAT. According to Reuters, a person distributed hundreds of questions from the newly designed exam. Now, it's not exactly known how those questions were leaked online. The College Board, which is the group that gives out the test, they say they're investigating.
Olympians can now go for the gold in Brazil when it comes to Pokemon Go. Remember, there was this big hubbub. People were very upset. On Monday, we told you about it. The athletes were upset that the game was not yet available in Brazil. Well, it did become available last night in Rio. Sigh of relief. Brazil's mayor fought hard to bring it there, too, just in time for the Olympics.
It's necessary.
It's the important fight.
It really is. Let's talk about this. This is an important fight, too. The biggest debate people are having online right now, not about who our next president should be.
No, it's about cargo shorts. If cargo shorts should still even be available. The Wall Street Journal actually wrote an article, a full article about cargo shorts. Some men swear by cargo shorts in the summer. Others say the shorts should go away forever because they say they're ugly and they're out of style. Some upscale golf courses around the country have even banned cargo shorts altogether. This actually isn't the first time we've told you about this. Last summer, a BuzzFeed writer posted an online article pleading with other men to put the shorts away. Back then, some of the men said they just wanted to keep wearing them because even athletes like Michael Jordan were wearing them. And I must say, right now I'm looking at two people
in
wearing cargo shorts.
I wish we could flip a camera back around on them.
Both camera operators.
They're saying no.
Yep, both of them are wearing cargo shorts. They're saying that it's good, you know, you got pockets.
I mean, I don't really get why it's so offensive.
Well, people should just leave people alone.
Yeah, wear what you want to wear.
Exactly right. But we want to know what you think. Cargo shorts, yay or nay?
Yay or nay? Tweet us, put it on Facebook, let us know. So we were really busy on Twitter yesterday with the storm reports coming in.
Right.
A lot of rain, spotty at times though. Like some of us in Charlotte, you may not have even known about the flooding that occurred. That was what's so bizarre about this situation. But heading out the door this morning, I need to let you know that there is a flash flood watch in effect until 8 a.m. Would not be surprised to see this extended throughout the late morning hours because we're expecting more rain moving into the Piedmont and especially into the mountains. Even this morning, take a look at Boone down to Highway 221 up into the mountains over towards Mulberry. You look, this is a 3-hour loop. And we're not seeing these budge anywhere. That's where the growing concern is for flooding. When you take a look at the rain since midnight alone, so this is while we were sleeping, some places down towards Rock Hill saw a little bit of light rain, and then up towards, like I just showed you, up towards Mulberry, and then Boone clocking in now at ½ an inch just since midnight. Additional rainfall totals today, they're going to vary widely, much like they did yesterday. Some of us could see upwards towards 1 inch, 2 inches. Others, not a drop at all. That's why you have a 50 to 60% chance for rain. Look at this though, by noon, 11 noon into 1 p.m., light to moderate rain persisting across the Piedmont. This is why we're going to be watching these showers very carefully, and that's why you need to know about the concerns of flooding heading out the door this morning because it's happening in the middle parts of the day, not even into the late afternoon. And guess what? More rain is in store for your Friday. Area of low pressure, the culprit, as well as an east-southeast wind, kind of pulling in that moisture. So more rain, scattered showers, and thunderstorms expected on your Friday. Take away from all of this, the main flooding concern for me, what I'm going to be watching is the Piedmont and towards the west. Flooding, waves of slow-moving tropical downpours, localized 2 to 4 inches possible in some of these. Spotty spots, some spots rather, could see anywhere towards 5 to 6 inches of rain. So we're going to be cool the next 2 days and warmer by the weekend, a high of 94 coming Saturday. Little to no rain over the first half of your weekend, increasing though the rain chance Sunday evening into the start of Monday. In the meantime, just got to be really careful out and about today because some of those heavy downpours could sneak up on you and get dangerous quick. Brooke, how's traffic?
Well, we do have one issue on the roadways. Overall, looking pretty good out there, but we do have a crash working 485 eastbound, and so the roadway is partially blocked there right around the Brookshire Boulevard. Not seeing any big delays with this. I'll keep an eye on it, though, and let you know if anything changes. We also want to give you a reminder, 85, going to have some closures tonight. The northbound side is going to be closed between the connector and Harris Boulevard. That starts at 11 o'clock tonight, and it's going to remain closed till 5 o'clock the next morning. That's both tonight and tomorrow night, so you might want to use Tryon Street as an alternate. Avoid this area while they finish making those repairs on a bridge deck there. Taking a live look outside, I-77 northbound at LaSalle, you can see traffic there moving right up to speed. Carolyn?
Brooke, thanks so much. Coming up after the break, soda pop poll. How a soda maker is using the popular drink to try and figure out who will win the presidential election. And as we send you to breaks, check this out. All right, Team USA basketball team is in Rio, but the team is not staying at the Olympic Village. No, they are staying on this huge cruise ship. There's actually space for 300 guests, a swimming pool, and security. Typically, stay a night on this luxury cruise ship is $10,000 to $15,000. And how are you supporting Team USA during the Olympics? We want to see pictures of you and your family dressed in your Olympic gear, red, white, and blue, all decked out. Send those pictures to our email at yourpics@wcnc.com. Well, when it comes to flavor, both presidential candidates are winning. At least that's what one Rhode Island soda maker says. Yacht Club Bottling Works has introduced 2 new sodas just in time for the election. From the left, there's Hillary's Liberal Limeade. And on the right, there's Donald's Populist Punch. The shop is selling the drinks as part of its soda pop poll. So the company's keeping track of how many bottles of each drink they sell. They're going to release sales figures by Election Day. We'll see if this can actually determine who will win the election. Check this out. A woman in Idaho caught sight of an albino deer at a cemetery there. Do you see it? Isn't that pretty? The woman who snapped this photo thought it was a statue at first. It looks like it. Officials say the rare deer has been hanging around there for about a month. About 1 out of every 20,000 deer look like this, albino.
Coming up in your forecast, storm reports coming in from yesterday, upwards towards 8 inches of rain in some locations. I'm going to break it down and let you know how much rain you can expect before the day's over.
And traffic looking good right now, I-85 near I-77, but I have details on a couple of crashes working in. I'll have a look at your drive-in from Gaston County when we come back.
Now at 5:30, preparing for more. People in Statesville getting ready for round 2 of storms after nearly 8 inches of rain has already fallen in the area. We're going to take you live to some of the worst hit areas.
And the fight heats up. Governor McCrory asking to keep the controversial voter ID in effect for now, why he says it shouldn't be struck down before the election.
And this morning, Dubai's airport only operating with 1 runway after yesterday's fiery crash. What we have learned about that crash this morning.
This is WCNC NBC Charlotte Morning News.
Good Thursday morning, finally Friday Eve. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Brooke Cat.
And I'm Carolyn Bruckett. It's hard to believe, but the Olympics, one day away. Opening ceremonies begin tomorrow. We are so excited. We can't wait for it. Of course, we're talking about the games all morning long. We're going to give you some insider scoop on what's happening there at the Olympics.
But first, we do want to check your weather. Here's a live look at uptown Charlotte from our view cam. And Sarah, people can expect to see more rain today.
Already seeing more showers this morning. I want to get right into radar because my concern's growing for our friends in up towards Boone, Watauga County. You're seeing some rain already this morning where a flash flood watch is in effect. You see this, how these showers just are not moving quickly. You see right here, concerns growing there for Boone and Panola. Some light to moderate rain. Now, the radar doesn't look as intimidating, but keep in mind, these showers are way away from the radar, and it's up on a mountain. So you have to be concerned about the moderate to localized flooding in that area. Elsewhere, we're all dry this morning. That flash flood watch goes until 8 a.m. Temperatures up on the mountains are in the 60s, elsewhere in the mid-low 70s. So coming up in your forecast, we're discussing more of this. Rain on the way throughout your Thursday and even your Friday. I'll get you that in just a little bit, but first let's check in with traffic.
Sarah, thank you. And be careful, as Sarah mentioned, in some of those areas where we are seeing rain this morning. That can always make for a slower commute. So just take your time as you head out the door this morning. We do have an accident working 485 eastbound. This is at the Brookshire Boulevard. The good news, not seeing any delays with this, but I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if anything changes there. Northbrook Drive at Cricketeer Drive, reports of an accident there. A live look outside. Interstate's looking pretty good this morning. 77 at Woodlawn. Still pretty quiet out there. Carolyn?
Thanks so much. Well, this morning, a flood watch is in effect until at least 8 a.m. You heard Sarah just mention that. Many people, if you're in Statesville, you know that you're trying to clean up after the massive flooding that happened yesterday. So just look at this video. You can see just how severe this was. Nearly 8 inches fell in some neighborhoods. Now, storms caused evacuations, accidents, and water rescues. NBC Charlotte's Rachel Roller is live in Statesville this morning. So, Rachel, how does it look out there right now? We see the umbrella, so it's already raining.
Yeah, Carolyn, raindrops are the last thing the people here in Statesville want to wake up to this morning, but unfortunately that's the case again. Now keep in mind, we're kind of in a ditch by Statesville High School. Now these school buses look okay right now. You just see a little bit of debris left on them. However, last night they were completely flooded and they're supposed to be used for a college prep course taking place next week. We do know crews are on their way out here today to make sure that they're even still functioning. Now take a look at this video last night. It was a much different scene just a few hours ago. As you talked about 8 feet of flood water coming through here. We do know fire departments helped construction workers get off this job site safely at 4th Creek when it overflowed. Some employees got their cars stuck. Now once that water receded, cars got stalled. However, Statesville Fire searched flooded trails searching for stranded people. We do know a total of 18 people had to be rescued from their cars and homes.
You know, my backyard was completely flooded out, and so was inside of my basement.
What did you think when you actually saw water kind of come into the car?
Don't stop. Stop now, we're done.
Thankfully, no one was injured. You have heard it before. Turn around, don't drown. If you face these floodwaters again, as Sarah mentioned, possible more rain coming this way. It's already drizzling out here. It's been kind of off and on, so just keep that in mind. Drive safely. We'll be out here all morning keeping you updated. We're live in Statesville. Rachel Roller for NBC Charlotte.
Rachel, thanks so much. And remember, you can track the weather wherever you are on your phone. Today is the perfect day to download this. It's the NBC Charlotte Weathercaster app. It's going to give you up to the minute forecast for your specific area. Best part about it, guys, it's free and it is in your app store right now.
5:34 this morning, the U.S. National Whitewater Center is continuing to do damage control after a deadly brain-eating amoeba killed an 18-year-old from Ohio earlier this summer. Now, the Mecklenburg County Health Director says it could still be weeks before the whitewater activities resume. NBC Charlotte's Hannah Welker is live at the center this morning. And Hannah, how is the center going to make sure that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah, exactly, Brooke. That's what Dr. Plesha talked to county commissioners about last night. The plan to move forward and to reopen the center fully.
I would be surprised if it were months. I mean, I think they are very eager to get the whitewater feature back into operation, and they are working very hard to move things forward on that.
Dr. Marcus Plesha is optimistic about the plans to reopen the U.S. National Whitewater Center's water activities sooner rather than later. He spoke to county commissioners last night on the plan to make this happen. He did, however, focus on what made this all happen in the first place, highlighting 3 ways the center is at risk. First, officials saw a lot of sediment and algae where the organism tends to live. The thick water there made the ultraviolet radiation ineffective, and the warm water is what attracts these organisms.
When they reopen, the intent is that they will be monitoring this situation and the different levels in the water together with health department staff. So we will be out there on a regular basis.
Yeah, now no one from the U.S. National Whitewater Center showed up last night to the meeting. Some of the commissioners a little disappointed, a little aggravated about that. They have a lot more to talk about before anything happens or fully reopens here at the center. Live at the U.S. National Whitewater Center, I'm Hannah Welker, NBC Charlotte.
Hannah, thanks so much. Lawyers representing Governor McCrory and the state are trying to delay enforcement of a ruling that overturns the controversial voter ID law. Yesterday, attorneys filed a request with the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to hold back its decision. The law was struck down last week after the court said back in 2013 it was passed with racially discriminatory intent. The state filed a motion to delay, saying changes to voting laws should not be made this close to the election.
The U.S. Supreme Court says a Virginia school board can block a transgender male from using the boys' bathroom at his school, at least for now. Yesterday, the High Court agreed to bar Gavin Grimm from the bathroom that matches his gender identity until the justices decide whether to review an appeals court ruling in his case. Back in April, the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals sided with Grimm, who argued the policy barring him from using the boys' bathroom violated the law. The school board says it plans to ask the Supreme Court to review that decision later this month.
The first law enforcement officer to ever face federal terrorism charges is accused of trying to send money to ISIS. 36-year-old Nicholas Young works for the Washington, D.C. subway system. He has since been fired, but federal prosecutors say that Young bought $250 worth of gift cards for ISIS so that they could buy untraceable mobile messaging accounts. Authorities do not believe that he was planning an attack on the transit system. New this morning, police hunting a serial killer in Phoenix have now added a 9th shooting to his pattern. Officers thought that the string of attacks had ended in mid-June, but just yesterday, investigators announced the killer was likely behind a July 11th incident where a man and a 4-year-old boy sitting in a car were shot at. Thankfully, neither of them were hurt.
5:38 this morning, there is a heavy police presence at a square in London after a 19-year-old killed one woman and hurt 5 other people in a knife attack. This happened late last night. The suspect now in police custody at a hospital. Early indications suggest the man may have a mental health issue, but they are also looking at terrorism as a possible motivation. This morning, Dubai's airport only operating with 1 runway after a fiery crash landing. The Emirates flight crash landed and then burst into flames yesterday. Investigators say pilots tried to abort the landing because of an abrupt change in wind. They were able to pull up the landing gear, but they failed to actually pull up the plane. Now, amazingly, all 300 people on board got out safely, but a firefighter died while trying to put out the fire. Those rescue workers had to battle the flames, all while temperatures in Dubai soared to nearly 120 degrees.
This morning, firefighters in California are fighting yet another wildfire there, the so-called cold fire now. This is in Northern California. It has forced around 100 people to leave their homes. So far, the fire has burned 4,600 acres. Over 700 firefighters are battling that fire from the ground. Helicopters are using water from a nearby lake to try and douse those flames. Tropical storm Earl has been upgraded, unfortunately, to a hurricane. Earl is threatening to bring heavy rain, flooding, and high winds to Belize and Mexico. Winds could reach up to 75 miles per hour. And I know we were talking about Earl yesterday as kind of a way to prepare for what could be headed our way at some point.
Yeah, because we do need to keep an eye on the tropics. Meteorologist Sarah Fortner tracking Earl's path this morning. Sarah?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Earl really quickly because it is making landfall, but it is expected to downgrade back into a tropical storm by 2 p.m. today, not affecting the U.S. at all. But I'm going to give you the yellow light on the way to work this morning. Cloudy with scattered rain, the flooding concern going until 8 a.m. Your afternoon drive home, it could contain more heavy downpours like we saw yesterday. Now, there are going to be pockets. It's not a widespread activity expected today. Look at this right now up towards Mulberry, Watauga County, getting some light to moderate rain showing on radar. But I would not be surprised to see those downpours become a little more serious as we go throughout the morning hours. Like I said, that watch in effect until 8 a.m. Spotty rain and drizzle this morning. Some sun around noon. The skies may brighten up just a little bit with temperatures in the 70s. We'll spike today around 84 with storms and heavy rain possible again this afternoon. Brooke, let's check in with you.
Sarah, thank you. And again, be careful in those areas where we are seeing that rainfall this morning. Take your commute a little bit slower this morning. We do want to give you a heads up on some overnight closures again on I-85. Took a break from it last night, but starting again tonight, I-85 northbound is going to be closed. This is from the connector to Harris Boulevard from 11 p.m. until 5 o'clock the next morning. This is both Thursday and Friday night, so be aware of it. Use Tryon Street as your alternate. If you're coming in this morning from around the Gaston County area, 85 looking really good. Not seeing any delays for you there. Traffic moving along just fine. Drive times up to speed. 85 Gastonia to 485. Your drive time there just about 12 minutes. And if you're coming in from Monroe, 74 Monroe to 485, just a 13-minute ride. Carolyn?
Brooke, thanks. Still ahead, lonely in Hollywood. Don't you feel for Zac Efron? Why, he says that he's having trouble finding love online. Plus,
today, inside travel savings that'll help you the second you land or arrive at your destination.
Speaking of travel, are you up for a last-minute trip to Rio? How much it's going to cost you to book a room? We'll tell you. It is hard to believe, but we are now only one day away from the start of the Olympics. And if you're planning to take a last-minute trip for tomorrow's ceremonies, we actually have some good news for you. Well, you should probably leave now because it's not close by, but there are still hotels available. Travel planning and booking site TripAdvisor showed 53 hotels in Rio de Janeiro still had rooms. The average price tag was $286 per night. 2016 Olympics they haven't even started, but we're already looking ahead to the 2020 games. Yesterday, the International Olympic Committee announced baseball and softball were returning to the Olympics for 2020 as a joint sport. Interesting, right? Skateboarding, surfing, karate, and sports climbing will also be in the games for the first time. The 2020 games will be held in Tokyo. So everyone has their favorite Olympic sports. Let's be real. Few of us will ever be Olympians. You can dream.
I dream, but the reality is we probably won't. But what if you could make up your own Olympic sport? Well, the hashtag #MyOlympicSport is trending on Twitter, and there are actually some pretty funny ones. Some you might expect. One person said napping.
Yes.
I think I agree with that, adding that they would win the gold every time. Another person said eating too much before bed and having belly aches. Another one that probably all of us could win gold at, procrastinating. So what would your Olympic sport be? We want to know. So tweet us at WCNC and let us know what would be your Olympic sport.
Do you have any idea of yours?
Oh, it would have to be napping.
Yeah, I said hula hooping, but I'm more thinking being late.
Yeah, I can vouch for you.
Gold medal for me. This morning, we continue to find you ways to save. Today, travel tips and local savings. Brooks like that one because it's true. I would get a gold. It's like I excel.
Awesome.
Excel. When you do something, you got to do it well.
You do.
Today, travel tips and local savings. Those secrets unite. Money Man Matt Granite shows us his favorite new app.
Great to be with you. I am very excited about today's free app. And all of the research I do for USA Today Travel, the apps and sites I test usually only help you with hotels or flights. Today, what to do when you get to wherever it is you are going. Take a look at Traposo.com. This helps you with not only hotel destination ideas, but also where you can eat and experiences you can have in your favorite city. Works with both Apple and Android as a free app or Traposo.com. Let's take Boston as an example. I punch this in and I'm immediately paired with great ideas from the community that all save me money. I can book hotels, tours, attractions. New York, just as another example, same thing. It immediately pairs me with the community insight and coupons that you won't find anywhere else. And of course, it works internationally. Traposo.com as my favorite free suggestion to help you save. Back to you.
You can find out more about that deal on our website, WCNC.com. Just click on the features tab, and at the top, then you'll find ways to save. Now, we have to tell you what Sarah just told us.
Yeah, that's the reason we're laughing right now.
Share the secret.
Okay, so we were talking about sleeping, and I didn't sleep well last night because I was staying up so late to try to see Earl make landfall. I am a weather geek, so I was watching the National Weather Channel until about 11 p.m. last night.
Oh my goodness.
So here I am.
Dedicated meteorologist.
That's right.
That's what you are.
And its effects here really won't be felt.
Right. Oh, of course not. Not in the U.S., but you know, just a lot of interesting dynamics with that system. It's a Category 1 now, downgrading back into a tropical storm by 2 p.m. today. Forecast. So we'll see. Stand by. Hey, I want to let you know while you were sleeping, though, we did see some showers in the area. Well, you hopefully got more sleep than I did. You're seeing about ½ inch potentially near Boone there in that rain gauge. Elsewhere, we didn't see really anything else measurable. Light rain here or there. We have Rachel Roller out live in Statesville. She was reporting some light rain and drizzle out there. I got to talk about Statesville, though. My concerns, my thoughts are with you guys this morning. You saw anywhere close to 7-8 inches localized in this spot. While in some areas, we saw partly cloudy skies, drizzle here and there. Localized downpours are the story again today. Some really heavy stuff possible again tomorrow. So we've got a flash flood watch until 8 a.m. Would not be surprised to see this extended. I'm tracking some light rain now towards Hickory, up towards Boone, Ashe, Watauga County, down towards Marion. Anything north of I-40 right now getting some light patchy rain. Temperatures now are in the 70s. Nothing too abnormal for this time of year. Around 11 a.m. all the way into about 1 p.m. we could be tracking again rain. Heavy rain at times. So this is at 1 p.m. You see the high resolution model saying places like Charlotte up again to Statesville getting more rain, all the way over towards Gaston County and even towards Shelby getting some of that rain. So let's go into the afternoon hours. Spotty downpours here and there. Model right there wasn't really picking up on a lot, but you can't rule it out. Friday, 5 p.m., you are kicking off your weekend to some mostly cloudy skies and scattered rain showers. Now, for today, even into tomorrow, my main concern, take a look at this color-coded map here. Main concern going to be for the Piedmont up towards the mountains. That's where I'm going to be watching, putting a lot of my focus on the opportunity for flash flooding. Now, we can't rule it out elsewhere, but this is the area that saw a lot of rain today, and this is the area with a high rain chance today. 60% for heavy rain, cloudy conditions, temperatures mainly in the 70s. The Piedmont has highs in the mid-80s. crazy to think about. In the weekend, we're going to be talking about mid-90s for Saturday and Sunday. That's a check of your full extended forecast. Don't forget, it's always on WCNC.com. Now let's check with traffic.
And we do have a couple of issues out there on the roadways this morning. If you're getting ready to head out, allow yourself that extra drive time if you are seeing one of those rainy spots this morning. We have an accident working Cedar Bark Drive. This is right near Margaret Wallace Road. Not seeing any big delays with that. That's the good news. We still have that accident working 485 eastbound. The right lane is blocked right after exit 16, the Brookshire Boulevard exit, but not seeing any big delays for you there either. And then an accident working Northbrook Drive at Cricketeer Drive. Taking a live look outside, you can see that traffic definitely starting to pick up out there. I-77 at Arrowwood Road, but overall moving up to speed. Carolyn?
Okay, so if this next story is true, we're all doomed. Because Zac Efron, cute Zac Efron, says that he is having a very difficult time finding a date. The actor says when he signed up for Tinder, that dating app, nobody swiped to match with him. Aww. It's probably because they thought it was fake.
Yeah, why would you sign up for Twitter? Why does Zac Efron, Tinder. Why?
Why, Zac, why? He thinks it's because people think that the real profile is actually someone pretending to be him, which is what we suspected. He says it's also hard to believe that it's hard to have a normal dating life when you're in Hollywood because people already know stuff about you. Like they know who you dated and things like that before you even meet them. Zac, I think we can solve that problem very easily. Call me Zac. Just ahead, don't answer the door. Just don't do it. We'll show you what happens when this guy greets a strange knock. It is 5:55, caught on camera. 2 masked robbers forced their way into an apartment in Florida. Stop what you're doing. Take a look at this video. Oh my goodness, you can see a guy answers the knock at the door, and then that's when those 2 men just bust in, and they ransacked the place. The people in that apartment were tied up. They were put on the floor. The crooks got away with cash, jewelry, computer equipment, and car keys. That is scary. A power outage leaves parts of Disneyland in the dark. The outage in Anaheim, California knocked out the lights in Sleeping Beauty's castle last night. Parkgoers posted photos to social media during that power outage. It is eerie to see it like that. The good news, most of the rides and attractions were not affected. Health officials say it could still be weeks until whitewater activities resume at the Whitewater Center. We have a look at their tentative timeline. That's coming up at 6. Stay with us.